What's up guys, Kyle here again, and sorry about the traffic noise. I'm actually standing outside of my new studio spot, Belligerent Studios, and I am really close. We're actually one day away from the very first show here in the venue portion of my new building. So there's been a lot of changes since you guys saw the move-in video. We're nowhere near completed, but I kind of figured that I would, since I have things sort of set up at this point, kind of take you on a little tour, a little vlog tour of everything that's going on inside here so you guys can see how things are progressing. And honestly, I just haven't had time to shoot a lot of real content or edit a lot of real content with trying to get everything else that I am in the middle of doing done. So this is basically going to be one long continuous shot video with zero editing, and I'm going to try and make it as interesting as I possibly can for you guys. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a walk inside and I'm going to show you the building as it stands right now.
This is the most exciting part, the front door. So
we are now inside. As you guys can see, I'm really frustrated with myself actually, because I actually had this room set up and I had all of my cabs and all of my amps kind of actually organized for the first time ever in a single room. And it would have been a really good idea for a small video tour just to show you guys everything in one room so you can see the magnitude of my mental disability that is hoarding, or in other words, my guitar amp collection. But of course, I missed that opportunity because my brain is in the clouds right now thinking about everything that I need to get done. As you can see, we got a nice bucket on the floor because the AC drain pan apparently clogged, and we've already got a nice hole in the roof. So that's supposed to be fixed and patched before tomorrow. The landlord is supposed to be on his way over here, but you guys don't really care about that. What you guys care about is the gear. So as you can hear, it's a little echoey in here. I'm gonna throw up a couple things of sound absorption to try to kill the echo a little bit. We got a bass trap in the corner already, but check this out, man. This is the Mackie PA system that my friends over at Sweetwater sent me. I'm gonna turn the camera around. So this is the Mackie SRM PA system. We've got the SR18S 1600 watt subwoofer, and then we've got the SRM 212 speaker, and this has 2000 watts peak of output. So basically this system is gonna have way more than enough power for this small room. But what that is going to allow me to do, that's going to allow me to actually mic everything up. So we're actually going to be miking guitars, we're gonna be miking bass. I've got an entire Sennheiser drum mic kit here. Hopefully this isn't too shaky, sorry guys. So we're actually gonna throw up mics on the kit and all of that stuff. You guys are probably like, why would you mic all that stuff in a small venue? Well, it's all going to go to this Mackie DL16S wireless mixer. So not only can you control this mixer via your iPad while walking around the room, you can control it wirelessly, so that way you can actually test the sound out and get it right out front without having to have an entire board and a snake that runs through the small room to the back of the room, which I think is actually incredible. But this also has USB interface functionality, as you guys can see there. And basically what I'm going to be able to record the entire set via a couple cameras that I'm going to throw up in the corners. And I'm going to be able to record all of the audio to my laptop. And then therefore I can actually provide all the band's sets with solid audio from this very first show. Plus I wanted to just document this first show the best that I possibly could. So that's something that I'm going to offer bands in the future. Something I'm really excited about because I feel like a lot of other venues don't offer stuff like that, especially small local DIY venues. So can't say enough good things to Sweetwater about, good things to them, for them, you know what I mean. They support the channel so much, and not only do they support the channel, but they've supported me a little bit outside of the channel too, and all of my DIY punk, hardcore, and metal ventures. Like the people that I deal with at Sweetwater do care about the local scenes and the local communities of these cities, of people doing it themselves. And I just couldn't be more thankful for that, mainly because I'm reaping a lot of benefits from it, to be 100% honest with you guys. But it's just cool to see a company that large care about a scene so small. So thank you to Sweetwater for supporting me. We'll go into detail. I'm going to make a full vlog video of the show tomorrow and post up some parts of the band sets, and basically in between every band, I'll make a little bit of video content showing you guys how it goes, but we'll talk more in depth about the details and the features of this PA system, and I can actually give you like a real-time review of it as we're using it. But really solid PA system. I already have a PA system, an EV PA system, but it's old, it's been used a lot. The speakers are super hissy. This Mackie PA has like a really cool built-in feedback control circuit. So the mics won't feedback at all. I tried it out already at band practice, and that is huge for a small room like this where everybody's gonna be right on top of the PA. So that was the primary reason why I wanted it, and it's already delivering. So super cool. And as you guys can see, I've actually got the whole thing backlined with my own equipment as well. And we've got two Angle 212 Pro cabinets with vintage 30s in it. And we've got the dark glass 212 cab. So this is all going to be more than enough for this small room in order to fill up the small room with sound. And I've always been disappointed by the live sound in a couple of the small local venues. So I've always said, like, if I could ever do my own venue, I would do it upright. I would do the sound upright and the space up, and hopefully I get that opportunity. Now, I do want to build like a small 1-foot stage here at some point, but I'm just kind of now at this point wondering if there's enough room to really do something like that, because once we have all the equipment, even using smaller cabs and stuff, it almost seems like maybe there's not enough room. So I'll be brainstorming some ideas after this show to really see what else we can do with the space. Last but not least, the last things that I added were a couple of Mackie Thump 212 for stage monitors for the band. I bought those out of my own pocket, kind of wanted to go with a whole Mackie Thump system, and then I have an old Mackie Thump monitor in the corner for the drummers so that they can hear what's going on. Again, really wanted to do things right. This is all probably overkill for this space, but I also wanted to get a system that was going to grow in case I ever outgrow this space and move into a larger venue space or something down the road. So yeah, first show is tomorrow. My band Subdue, I play drums for. We're making our first comeback. There will be multiple comebacks. We're playing our first show in 6 years since we played with Hoods down in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Preserving Hardcore. So it's been a long time since we played. We've got to practice here in a little bit, so I just need to make sure that I get a video filmed and get that done before practice. Man, I've got so much to do before that, but I'm so excited. I'm seriously so excited. Life After Death, a band from Indiana. They are another DIY hardcore band from Indiana that actually was fairly big in the region back, I don't know, I want to say probably about 10 years ago. And they kind of seem to just drop off for a little bit, and they're making a comeback as well. So that's super cool. Mean Mug is another band that is playing. I believe that they're from Michigan. I've never heard them before, so excited to meet those guys, excited to check their band out. And then finally, the other band is, I'm drawing a blank. Pain Clinic. That was the band that I was super excited about. Pain Clinic, there's some old friends in that band, and the drummer, Devin, is actually one of the sickest drummers in, I don't know, something in the world? Not in the world. He's a really good drummer, and I always enjoy watching him play. He always amazes me and makes me realize how awful I am at drums, but that's okay. Always surround yourself with people that are better than you, not under you. So, anyways, yeah, that is the live venue setup, but there's a lot more to this place. So let's move on to the live room, which is currently an absolute mess. We're gonna turn the camera around. So coming up into the live room, like I said, I had the full venue room full of cabinets and amps and stuff. I had all the walls lined. As you can see, we just turned a bunch of cabs around because I just didn't have any more space to pack them away. So this was actually starting to get really organized and starting to look really cool. We had a couple of band practices up here and it was sounding good. I had some sound treatment that I was going to apply, but because I just have way too much stuff, I just had to pack a bunch of stuff in here for the show. So this really, what this did is made me realize how much how overkill my collection is and how much I need to get rid of, because I literally, moving into this 2,500 foot square foot space, words are really difficult for me. I still don't have enough room to do what I want to do and do it comfortably. So I got to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. As you guys can see in here, this is where I set up the new YouTube studio, and honestly, it turned out really, really good. I'm really happy with it. But yeah, as far as in here, as far as in the live room, I'm going to be recording a band here pretty soon, within the next month or so. And I'm really excited to kind of get rolling and set this room up, start testing out locations for drums. I already have some pretty decent like sound absorption stuff that I'm gonna put up on the walls. I'm gonna start testing that out and seeing where things sound good and everything. So really, really excited for the live room. Again, if you are prone to motion sickness, I apologize. This is the Marshall wall that I posted on my Instagram account a few days ago, and this is just, I think this is what dreams are made of for most guitarists. I've got a really killer Marshall wall just as a backdrop behind the drums to give the place some character, but also kind of serves as, you know, soaking up some of the sound as well. So multi-purpose there, and it also serves to inflate my ego, which doesn't really work either. I'm kind of embarrassed. So let's move into, this is the YouTube studio room. Over here, this is gonna be like my control room again, but I just got too much stuff. I have not had time to actually legitimately set everything up. As you guys can see, all my interfaces are stacked over here. All my mics are in a pile on the floor because I had to dig through and find all my live mic stuff today. And I just threw a couple of makeshift monitor setups up here because I had to finish up a couple things. So yeah, this whole thing is going to be, it's going to look a lot different when we're done. It's going to look really cool. Originally, I had planned to put up my amp rack here so I could have access to all my amplifiers, put them on a KHE switcher, and then send everything from here through the wall here. This doorway is actually going to be sealed up with a glass panel door that is going to kill some of the sound leaking into the live room. And then I'm going to have a snake that goes through the wall. So this room will be completely segregated from the live room, and I'll be able to hear things a lot better. So it'll be a lot more like an actual legit studio in that way. So I'm really, really excited to get that set up. And here is the studio again. This is, you know, I kind of set up a similar backdrop, much like I had at the old house, because I just liked that layout. It worked really, really well. It looked good on camera. So I basically just did the same thing. So now, when I sit down here, I've got all my monitors here. All of this stuff is connected to a single power strip there. So literally when I want to film a video, everything is set up the way that I want it to be set up. I come in, I flip the switch on that power strip, and literally everything powers on, and all I have to do is walk around and hit record. So that's going to be amazing. I got to figure out something for cable management and stuff, because this is going to drive me nuts if it looks like this all the time. And I would like to get the monitors off the floor as well. But as you guys can see, really, really cool setup. Really happy to have it like this so I don't have to tear things down constantly. It's going to make it easier for me to get started on content, get started filming everything. So down here is my interface. Got a shotgun mic, got some batteries. And then I've got my laptop here for recording and monitoring everything. We've got extra lenses and stuff just sitting over here. Like I said, things are an absolute mess. This wall, what I'm planning on doing is I'm actually going to, I've got some stuff from String Swing. I've got some wall mounts. So we're just going to mount 2 sets of wall mounts here. And then I'm going to put 2 sets of guitars on the bottom, and then that way pretty much all my guitars will be out and on display and ready for me to be able to grab them if I want to, which will be nice. That'll be a first for me. And then I think somewhere on this wall I'm gonna put a snare rack. The snare rack might end up in the live room, but I've got probably 30 snare drums because I love collecting snare drums. So I need a place to put those where they're not taking up so much space. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Turning it back around now, I'm gonna take you guys downstairs just to show you the amount of stuff that we have in storage right now. Like, we literally, when I say we, I mean me. I'm the only person that's responsible for this place. It just makes me feel better to say we, like I'm not talking about all this as if it's mine, even though it is. I don't know why, weird mental things. But there is another wall of cabinets. We've got all sorts of pedal boards up here with some pedals. I'm gonna be selling some pedals. I'm gonna be selling these monitors. Over here, we've got another stack, just more gear, 2 more giant pedal boards, and just cables on the floor and everything. I've got some stuff to be able to kind of like organize all this. I've got some toolboxes and I'm gonna put the mics in. I've got some dresser style stands that I'm gonna be able to kind of organize some of my extra cables in, and then we're gonna hang some of the cables that we use a lot on the wall. So I'm really looking forward to actually having the time to be able to do that. And then walking down here into the basement, this is where pretty much everything extra that I have not been able to get to yet is stored. So I've got piles and piles of guitars and bags. Here is where most of the extra cabs and stuff ended up. I'm gonna turn this around again. So this is where basically all of my extra cabs and stuff ended up for the time being. These things are stacked 3 deep and 4 wide, something like that. We got some amps down here as well. Literally got a whole row of Gibson cases and cases here. So I mean, there's just so much, guys. There's so much that I need to get organized. There's a lot that I need to get sold, and I just don't, this is way too much for one single person. I will never need all this stuff. When it was all packed away in the nooks and crannies and stuff, I just didn't realize how much there was. I mean, I've literally got a whole shelf over here full of extra speakers and stuff. Yeah, so I mean, it's sometimes it's kind of hard to like truly take stock and appreciate how much stuff you have when it's all packed away in nooks and crannies in your house, and you don't see it, and it doesn't like register like how much there is. And then go through the nightmare that I just went through, which is moving it all and trying to find space for it in a new place, and realizing that you just have entirely too much stuff. So I've slowly but surely chipping away at the collection. I haven't bought anything new myself in probably a month and a half, longer than that maybe. Had a couple companies send me stuff for videos, which is cool. Not gonna say no to that, obviously, but I am going to just continue selling off some amps, pedals, guitars, cases, like stuff, especially cabs. Cabs are taking up a lot of space. Drums are taking up a lot of space. I didn't even show you the room that was going to be the green room. So I'm gonna have a green room for the bands where they can chill, where they can put their equipment if they bring equipment, and I'm gonna try to put like a couple of sofas in there. Oh, hold on. Landlord's here. You're gonna be in a video. Let me finish this up real quick and then I'll get with you, man. Sorry. So yeah, this room over here, he's actually going to put a door on this room. So as you can see, we just got an absolute ton of stuff in here because I had to move it out of this main room to make room for the show that's gonna happen. But thinking about putting like a futon in here for the bands to be able to chill. I got a couple of TVs, throw up some video game stuff, so it'll actually be a legit green room where people can relax. And yeah, so that's how far we've gotten in what, about a month? Yeah, about a month. So we got a lot of work to do, but it's slowly coming together. But with that, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm gonna try to get some of this stuff tidied up before tomorrow. And yeah, if you guys have any comments, any suggestions on anything that I should do with the place, whether it be internal, external, any additional functions that you think the place should serve, let me know. I'm always curious to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you all for being a huge part of this channel. None of this happens without you guys. Couldn't be happier where we're at. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep on working day in and day out to make bigger things happen. And hopefully the community benefits from it as much as possible, because that's what I want. So yeah, Kyle here again. We'll talk to you in the comments. See you soon. That didn't work.